Here's Rex Mossop.
Hello there and welcome again to Channel 7's Big League, and a critical game for both sides, Wests and Parramatta, but for different reasons. For Wests, because of the opportunity to lead the competition if they win. That's as a result of East's draw with St George yesterday. And for Parramatta, because lying sixth in the competition, they just can't afford to go any further down. And plenty of fans from both sides are here to see this match. Wests have unearthed a 5'8" in Terry Lamb, only 18 years of age, and diminutive, who scored 2 tries in last week's win over Balmain. His second in particular showed great flair. As you can see, his footwork was excellent. He beat 3 men with the greatest of ease. Teddy Goodwin makes a reappearance. The fans will be anxious to see a continuation of his 1980 success story. Joining Bob Cooper in the second row, John McLeod from Mackay has given the chance to further his Sydney football career. It'll be a good test against the big, experienced Eels pack. So then, Western Suburbs as selected and at home, and the opportunity to be the competition leaders. Let's have a look at their opposition. Parramatta's last 5 match results have not been good. They've a depressing 3-loss, 1 draw, 1 win record, which has placed them precariously on 9 points in 6th place. A defeat today would be intolerable, and yet statistics show the club hasn't won at Lidcombe since August 71, and that's 7 consecutive losses. It's a curious thing. Possession in rugby league games is usually equated with success. Parramatta, for so long playing with only a working share of scrum ball, have with their new hooker Stephen Edge become embarrassed by the quantity of possession he supplies. But the new problem is the team's inability to keep possession for long enough periods. Today they'll hope for a big share of the ball and work on the aspect of not spilling it. West defence is tight and hard. They've conceded less points than any other team in the comp, and the Eels players will need to be at their best. The Western Suburbs side coming out on the field, and this is it. Wayne Smith, Wayne Buckley, Ted Goodwin, Ron Gitto, Warren Boland as captain and winger, Terry Lamb, number 6, Alan Neal, Jim Lease, John McLeod, Bob Cooper, John Donnelly, Jack Jeffries, and Bruce Gibbs. And the coach, Roy Masters. Well, Bruce Gibbs, number 13, has become one of the form prop forwards in this 1980 competition, showing much greater dedication. He's as destructive in defence as in attack, and will be a key player for the Magpies today. Install the streamers and coloured paper and the marching girls. On come Parramatta, led by Ray Price. The full team, Gary Dowling, Neville Glover, Mick Cronin, Mark Levy, Eric Goth, Tony Milrose, John Cock, Ray Price, captain, Peter Wynn, Jeff Gerard, Arthur Beetson, Stephen Edge and Ron Hilditch. The coach there is John Peard. Well, one of Sydney's form props, Ron Hilditch, and it must be said a forgotten man by the selectors because he was a kangaroo in 78. I haven't seen Hilditch turn in a bad game for 2 years. He's a 100% man, always a maximum effort. You'll see what I mean in this telecast. The referee in today's game is Mr. Kevin Roberts. Parramatta running from right to left. Cronin kicks off, and some interesting statistics. Match results since 1970. Parramatta have won 13, Wests have won 11, drawn 1. But Parramatta have not won at Lidcombe since August 1971, when they won 15-7. Wests have won the last 7 games at Lidcombe. Points for West 415, Parramatta 393. West in possession in the black and white, and the tactics appear to be get it out of your own half. And there's been a penalty against a Western Suburbs player for shoulder charging a Parramatta player not in possession. It was Alan Neal. Strong breeze from right to left. I'd estimate it somewhere in the order of 15 to 20 knots. It's just dropped over. He didn't strike it perfectly, but it's first blood to Parramatta. 2-0. Great goal. Western Suburbs restart. Gitto to side-foot it off. He does that. He'll have the goal-kicking duties. That was a costly bit of stupidity there. Parramatta obviously intent on using the ball. Oh, Goodwin's made a meal of that. He's got the pass away finally, and there's a reverse pass worked nicely with Boland out to Wayne Buckley, and he's well tackled. Levy and Glover. On the blind side they go. Goodwin's up the blind, gets a pass long back inside to Eels up the sideline. He's got support on the inside. Gets it to Boland. Boland's in for the try. A sensational opening. There's a brawl going on back at the sideline. Two players, a Parramatta player and Ted Goodwin. Quite an altercation going on. Now see the action again. On the blind side they went with Goodwin getting the pass inside. It did ricochet off a West player. Neil picked up the dregs of that beautiful pass over to his skipper. And away he went. That time, back on the sideline. We may see it in this shot. Any continuation of the action. There's Goodwin. Now they'll come back towards him. There's the fight just starting on the sideline. And Bowen, there they go, right in the top left-hand corner of your picture. A real Rushcutters Bay stuff. Gitto side-footing it from inside the quarter, about 20 metres in from the sideline. Oh, he's hooked the ears off that. That's a horror. When these side-footers go bad, they can go real bad. They'll try in the opening 4 minutes. Oh, Smith's made it. Done his level best to drop that. Just inside his quarter. Jeffries playing at number 14. That's McLeod, the forward from Brisbane. Touch judge in.
Incident with Arthur Beetson and Bob Cooper.
Beetson and Cooper, the men that will be spoken to, perhaps?
Maybe just Cooper, because Beetson seemed to be on the receiving end.
Penalty goes to Parramatta for that. There's a couple of bits of stupidity. And give this Mick Cronin opportunities to kick goals. Well, he says it's a little bit acute, the angle. Kicks for touch. Parramatta want pressure on the opposition. Both. The winger. Edge. Colk. Hilditch. Just inside the west quarter. Gerard from dummy half. Makes good inroads. About a 10-metre game. Edge. Now Beetson. Lovely pass to Peter Wynn. Came under a high tackle. And there's been a caution on the run, I think, to Ted Goodwin.
That's correct.
Wynn going from dummy half, only 5 metres away. Last tackle. Is it a bomb? Penalty again to Ted Goodwin, holding the player down. Unable to get to his feet was Ray Price. And the touch judge is saying he had hold of his hair, I think. Let's see that again. Now, wait a while. Price has played it, and keeping the pressure. We'll hang on to... We'll hang on to the action here. It's too close to the line. Dowling, like a billy goat there, trying to butt his way through. Not illegally, just put his head down and went straight into them. Edge. Colk. Beetson. Lovely pass. Melrose wrapped up. Manages to stay on his feet, but they drive him into the ground hard. 20 metres out. Gerard. Beetson. Cronin. Beautiful pass to Levy. Out to Glover. The defence surges in on Glover. He's never down until he's actually on the ground. Gerard, last tackle. Parramatta looking pretty sharp. Oh, there's a bit of something the ref... Oh, it's gone off the post by Lamb, and there's a... It's going to be a penalty against... It's a good decision by Roberts. Against number 10, Cooper, for charging the kicker. We can see it again. That high bomb was put up in the air and he came in late. That is late, and he's collected late, and the referee rightly has given the penalty where the ball bounced. Another 2 points. Parramatta back in front, 4-3. 9 minutes gone. Action aplenty. Penalties are 4-0 to Parramatta. The scrums have yet to be opened their account. G'day, Melrose. tactics through. Obviously, that's a shocking kick. It's gone midfield.
The second bad kick from Melrose. The first one resulted in the first try by Boland.
Lease. Lamb's left it behind. Snatched at the ball. A bad bit of handling. Ted Goodwin standing up very flat here. He's in line with the second row. This scrum 10 metres into West's half. Well, Neil had nothing to do but fall on that. Wayne Smith, 10 metres from halfway. Lease, 5 metres. Godley. Well, they handled him pretty well, and little Johnny Colk was one of them. Colk again, right underneath Gibbs, hanging like a limpet to his right leg. Lamb, nicely back inside to Big Cooper. Penalties at this stage are 5-3 Parramatta's way. Only the one decided scrum, that one by Wests. 2. Lease, Neil, Lamb. Oh, perilously close to being right through, but Price was quick. Penalty against Price. The referee must have called out tackle. Here it is again. Price is in there. The referee must have called held. And Price went on with the tackle and put him on the ground. Giddo, only 20 metres out. Got 25 metres in from the sideline. Successful. So then, Western Suburbs have gone to the lead. They lead by 5 points to 4. That's another scrum win. There's 4 in a row to Western Suburbs. Lamb, halfway through Melrose's tackle. Good one. Lease through the dummy. 8 metres from the Parramatta quarter. Let's have a look at this error situation. West have created 3, Parramatta 1. That's the number of times each side's conceded the ball back to the opposition. Change of possession, Parramatta. Glover. And they hammer him in like a tack. Cock. Gerard. Gerard right through the Western Suburbs line. Up over halfway. Showed a good step. Looks for support. Very little there. Cock. Away it comes. Out to Cronin. Cronin stands up in a tackle. Gets a bad pass away. Beats and picks up the dregs. Nicely to Dowling. Dowling out one-handed back to Cronin. Cronin gets the ball locked out of his hands. Western Suburbs have come up with it. And perilous little backing up there by Parramatta when Gerard had made that great break. Smith. On the ground it goes, and Parramatta have got the ball.
Nick Cronin down in back play, being treated by the Parramatta trainer now.
There's a terrible pass, but it's gone to Melrose. He picks up the dregs, shows the ball as if he's going to kick. Just into Western Suburbs half. Cronin still being treated in the foreground, as you can see. Cock. Peter Wynn, one-handed, beats him, can't get to it, but he has lost the ball. Western Suburbs have come up with it. It was not Beatson's fault. It was a terrible pass. Good one. Lobs a long one straight out to Boland. Then on to Smith, the fullback. Then to Goodwin. Goodwin decides to go back the other way. It's a bit of touch football at the moment. McLeod away to Cooper. Cooper one-handed there to Giddo. Giddo's wrapped up midfield about 10 metres out. The ball going all over the place. It's a penalty. That player there, you can see, was Chris Close, the Queensland centre. He was one of their few really top players in the match on Tuesday last. You'll be able to see this match on Sunday morning on Channel 7 on the replay starting at 9:30. Again, he's hooked it, and I repeat that when these sides go bad, they get the hooks. And he's not kicked well today.
Manly 2, South Sydney 2. Canterbury 5, Balmain 4. For Cronulla 4, Penrith 0, Newtown 7, North Sydney 0.
Wayne Smith. Bowen. Beatson does the tackling. Donnelly loses the ball. Parramatta come up with it. A lot of errors. Edge. Melrose caught by the jumper, but he's passed away to Wynn. Wynn running cross field. Made himself an easy mark for the defence there. Price. That's a terrible pass, but Edge has it. Hilditch on the burst. Gerard. Colt. Beatson. Beautiful pass from Beatson. It's on the ground. 6 to go, he says. The referee did signal 6 to go, but I'm not sure of his intentions there. Melrose. Nicely back inside to Cronin. Cronin loses the ball again. Just hit at the critical moment. His intention originally was to unload outside. He changed his mind and got hit at that moment. Good one. Beautiful behind Cooper. And West have been able to pick up the dregs there, and Dowling comes at Lamb and knocks him down, not playing the whistle, quite right. That pass of Goodwin's one thought was going to go to Ham, but it fell behind Cooper. 4-0 the scrums in West favour at this stage. Penalty. Incorrect feed by Neil. Cronin from 7 metres outside West's quarter, about 21 metres in from the sideline. Moves in. Hit the upright. Rebounds into the field of play. Bit of bad luck there. No doubt about that one. Cooper slips as he changes direction. Jeffries. On the blind side they come. Goodwin. Gerard getting very involved in heavy defence. There's McLeod. Showing pretty useful form in this match. Neil. Lamb. Lamb's through the gap. Lovely footwork. He stood Dowling up. Turned him inside out. Neil. Neil looking for support. Goes under one tackle. Still going. That's a forward pass. Surely back inside to Smith. Smith will score. No, yes he does to Goodwin. Well, I'll swear there was a pass, a forward pass back at the early part of that. We'll see it again. But ultimately Goodwin has been awarded a try beside the posts. Now watch it. The beautiful break by Lamb. Now watch him stand Dowling up. Inside, outside. Been watching his skipper Warren Bowen. Then Neil loomed in. Came under a high tackle from Price. Easily got away from that. That pass there was a yard forward. So help me. Wayne Smith. At that point, the try was going to be scored by Ted Goodwin all the way. From head on, this is the way it looked. Lamb evaded Melrose, was that. Beautiful backing up by Neil. The Price tackle ineffective. Neil, that pass there was the one. Smith. Now as he gets tackled to Goodwin. And Goodwin only had to put it down, but he was Johnny on the spot. The goal has been kicked by Gitto. And there it is, West Parramatta 4. The scrum only 20 metres out from West line. Parramatta desperately need a score. They're not playing like getting it at the moment. Well, they've got possession. Cock. Price steals about 7 metres. Neil the tackler. Johnny Cock. Well, but here's Cronin on the burst. That could be shepherding. It is. It is. Must be. Good decision by Roberts. See it again. Now Gerard, look for Cronin number 3. He goes behind Cronin. It had to be, and was, of course, shepherding. So instead of a try, they've come up with a gainage and
yard of territory of 20 metres, Western Suburbs. On the blind side again, Bruce Gibbs. Neil overrunning him. Jeffries. McLeod with that little step, but he runs into trouble with Hilditch. Again on the blind side, Neil. Nicely into Cooper. Passes astray. Jeffries goes down for it. 6 to go, says the referee. Jeffries managed to get to that courageously. Had to dive. Lamb. There's a penalty against Hilditch. Gitto. It's got that nicely into the air. Looks good. It's a goal. Just knocks over, but that's all they've got to do. So then, Western Suburbs 12, Parramatta 4, and we've had all but 7 minutes of this first half. Oh, well taken, McLeod. A kick coming to him hard. And brings it back well. Donnelly. Ploughing forward. Big Gibbs standing 2 off the ruck on the left. He'll get the pass from Neil, perhaps. He does. And switch back to Neil. There's a bad pass. Peter Wynn gets to it, kicks it through. Could be a try. Here he's quick. Still manages to get to it. I think he's managed to, has he? 6 to go. But it's come up with Lamb.
Alan Neil's flat on his back and back play up near the quarter line.
Being treated by the West trainer. Now Bob Cooper. Melrose was fallen on there. Neil kicks. Oh. Knock on, the referee says, of Eric Grove. Grove doesn't dispute that. It's a beautifully judged kick. Now, Lamb will feed this scrum, and Lisa's gone to 5-8. Well, Lisa's fed his Lamb's fed his first scrum and won it. Lease, Wayne Smith, up over halfway. Jeffries, Goodwin, Jim Lease.
A little humour when that last scrum broke up, Rex. Bruce Gibbs gave Arthur Beaton an affectionate tap as they got to their feet.
In the front rowers union.
Had something to say to him and laughed and ran away.
Donnelly, the dummy on the inside, and wet himself. (12-4), West with a great lead. Neil's kicked a little bit hard. Dowling has it. Dowling not been involved in the play very much, but he brings it back well now. Up towards halfway. Parramatta look flat.
Number 7, Penrith 2.
Colt, Beatson, Cronin, Price, back to Cronin on the run around. Well, he did a full somersault then and has the ball stolen from him. That'll be a penalty. That's another 5 yards. Silly boy, Warren Boland. One must keep one's cool when one's the captain of the team. Cronin up towards the quarter, so that's a lot of yardage just conceded there to Parramatta. There's Growth, the winger, coming in hard. With about 2 minutes to go, or thereabouts. And Parramatta really must get on the board. They've got too much of a deficit there at the moment. There's Beatson, turning it back inside the Dowling. He's right through. He's in. Has he got it down? He has. A great try. They needed it, and they've got it. The opponent came from Beatson. Look at this Beatson pass. Nicely on the back on the inside. Dowling through 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. his 9th try. Now watch Beatson turn it back in. Dowling totally committed to going forward. Bang, 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 in and down. I'd like to be sure of winning the lottery that he was going to kick that one. There it is. That's a better situation for the Eels. West 12, Parramatta 9. That's the half-time break. So at the half-time break, we've got a scoreline with Ted Goodwin and Warren Boland scoring tries and 3 goals to Ron Gitto. For the Parramatta side, Gary Dowling a try and 3 penalty goals to Mick Cronin. Off, and Barry Ross has been in the dressing rooms. The story in there.
Well, Brian Cook, the Western Suburbs prop, is on for John Donnelly, who's got an ankle injury. He was the top tackle count in the first half for West, too, Donnelly, with 10 tackles. And obviously, Roy Masters wants his side to use this big win this half, and that's what they're going to do. They've got to put beats in the ground very early and talk to each other. Johnny Peard in the Parramatta dressing room, he was very concerned with the ball and the lack of defensive patterns in the Parramatta side.
Well, that's the story from the dressing rooms. The first penalty of the second half going to Parramatta. Offside in the ruck. 12-9 was the score at half-time. Western Suburbs favour. Parramatta playing into this strong breeze in the second half. Cronin manages to not find the line, and Gitto takes it magnificently. That's a bad error. And Gitto brings it right back. That's an uncharacteristic error from Mick Cronin. Jeffries away to Cook. Number 20 replacing John Donnelly. Gibbs leaves it behind. That's a bad bit of handling. He'd made up his mind what he was going to do with that before he caught it. Beatson. Edge gets it away. Price. Price knocked one of his own players out of the way there. I think it's Hilditch. Gerard powering forward. Edge on the blind side comes Cock. Peter Wynn again going sideways. Needs to straighten himself up when he runs. Cock. Melrose. Unloaded well to Price. Price has found a half gap. Looks forward to Hilditch. Last tackle coming up. Cock. Melrose. Quick hands to Cronin. Out to Dowling. Dowling get it away to Levy. Levy's left it behind. It was a pass around the knees. And Parramatta really spilling the ball. The scrums have gone 6-2 Western Suburbs way. The penalties are 9-8 Parramatta's way. Parramatta come up with another scrum win. Penalty. This will give Cronin the opportunity from almost directly in front and about 30 metres out. Cronin a study in concentration now. The scoreline can read vastly different if he kicks this, which he does, right over the dot. And the scoreline narrows. Western Suburbs 12, Parramatta 11. There's a scrum win to Western Suburbs. Lease. Fine tackle there by Dowling, who was standing up in the three-quarter line. On the blind side come West. McLeod. No dummy half. And McLeod has been correctly penalised for holding back the Parramatta player and failing to let him get to the ball that was lying loose on the ground. Very slack bit of football there by West. No dummy half, nobody even looking at it. Cronin's kick this time, makes no mistake. West lead. Hilditch. Cook, the tackler. Beatson. On the open side goes Gerard. More involved in this game than I've seen him in any other game this year. Now Wynn. Nicely to Levy. Levy lobs the ball back inside. It's picked up by Growth. Beautifully picked up on the half volley. Now Parramatta, Cock. Melrose. He's in for a try. And a top one. Western Suburbs in disarray. Cock. Now they had a ton of defenders there. They allowed him to go right round in a big sort of semicircle. He outdistanced them with his pace. Wind stretched them out. Levy, that pass there was knocked down. How well Growth did to pick it up on the half volley like that. And from this play, Melrose, the dummies, carrying the ball in his hands, realised he'd run out of defenders there, so that's a good try. Here he is. He struck that to the left, I think. No, he hasn't. Just in. Oh, yes. What a valuable man. That's another goal to Mick Cronin. The score now, Parramatta 16, Western Suburbs 12. To win, tears his way right through. It's a bad bounce for Dowling, but Smith has it for West. Cooper onto Buckley. Buckley and broken play out to Lamb. Back inside to McLeod. McLeod looking for support on the halfway line. Stood up. Parramatta in dreadful trouble there for a minute as Cook comes straight and hard. Now Wests are all bunched up. The error count, Wests 12, Parramatta 14. The number of times Lamb wrapped up. Very effective. Gerard defence. Nice pass. Lease. Away to Boland. Boland, lovely pass to Goodwin. Goodwin does a little kick ahead, chasing hard. Doesn't get to it again. An intelligent assessment of the bounce there by Growth. Gets the Parramatta side out of trouble. That's the second time he's done that. Levy runs across field, breaking the West defence wide open. West now, their turn to... Cronin unable to release the ball. Win. Beaton. Beautiful pass on the hill ditch. Nothing wrong with that leg. Parramatta coming alive in the second half. Now Cronin's limping in back play. Beaton. Long floating pass. It's gone on the bounce out to Levy. He dummied inside. I thought he would have been better advised to give it out. Melrose, Cock, and the inside beats and takes the knock on, and the referee calling. I think Buckley's gone into the centres with Gitto, and Teddy Goodwin's gone out in the left wing for Wests. Neil, another good scrum win to Jeffries, who's done a marvellous job today. The scrum's in West's favour. McLeod. Jeffries, Lamb. Again, straight and hard this lad all the time. Cook. And not as hard. Ball. He's doing a good. Dowling's on the chase. The pass back inside to Cooper. He's got support. Gives it out nicely. Gives it to Buckley. Buckley's set for a try. Sensation. And there's the man, the red-headed Buckley. This is the way it happened. The switch of play from Lamb to Neil. He threaded his way through Parramatta defence. Got some pace too with the lob pass over the top to Cooper. Very good football. Out it goes nicely to Gitto, who did marvellously well to get a pass away at all the way he was held from head on. The switch of play there. And look at the way he threaded the, like threading the eye of a needle, straight through the middle of the defence. Cooper, plenty of pace for a second row. Wouldn't be surprised to see his name on the Australian side. And again, Buckley well positioned. Oh, mighty football. Now Gitto from the sideline. Oh, it's over! It's just dropped over. Have you ever seen a worse kick in the air? It rolled end over end, but it got there. The same number of points as a beauty. 17-16. Western Suburbs hit the front again. As Cronin restarts the play, we've still got plenty of time for heart attacks here. Still 17 minutes to go. Anybody's game of football. Lamb from dummy half. Tough little player. Just because they're small in stature doesn't mean they're small in heart or strength. McLeod. Well, Price there doing a gymnastic exercise as Lease gets driven hard back. 17-16. Gitto. A high towering kick for Dowling, who's going to misjudge that. It was a bit too far under it, no knock on. Through the dummy nicely. Cook the tackler. He's had a top game since he came on. Cook too. Clever. Colk. Melrose. One-handed pass nicely to Beatson. Levy's pass is knocked down. It'll be 6 to go. Hilditch has it. There it is on the quarter line. Parramatta's end. Colk runs from dummy half. Lobs a long one. Out to, is that Peter Wynn standing out there? It was Colk. Right, now we're back in action with Beatson. Colk. Hilditch, who surely has been to the magic well to get recovered from that injury. They nearly put a stretcher on to cart him off, and he's up and away and running now as if nothing was ever wrong with him. Beatson. Gerard. There's Hilditch again. Out to Ray Price. Price goes up well in a good 30-metre sprint. Shakes off one tackle up towards the quarter line. The Western Suburbs slow to get back. There are still 5 of them offside. Dowling. Oh, Dowling's nearly through. Only about 10 metres away. A classic game of football. There's a lot of errors, but still the give and take from both sides. Marvellous. Melrose. The drop goal. Tony Melrose remembered his rugby union days and has come up with a one-pointer to level the scores. That's 7. Jeffries. On to Cook, he'll take it straight and hard. It's probably another one like that with Gibbs up the blind side. Just straight and hard. Banging in. Another on the blind side to Neil, back on the inside to, I think, Smith, the fullback. Now Jeffries will let it ping open. Neil, McLeod. They might think of a field goal themselves. Lamb. He's kicked a field goal. Worked the play very intelligently. A little. Terry Lamb has come up with a field goal. So that's the scoreline. Western Suburbs 18, Parramatta 17. And the field goal comes into its own again in rugby league. Donnelly started a trend. He kicked one last week.
Bailey 14, South Sydney 9.
Wayne Smith. This 1-point lead, a very slender one.
Canterbury 14, 10.
Western Suburbs now, with a breeze at their back, will be ill-advised to play football anywhere in their own line, their own area keeper. With a tear-away performance, and Goodwin doing some great stuff too for the Magpies today. Neil. Oh, that pass looked forward. And Lease is on the boil, looking for support. Lobs a long one out to Boland. Boland's in for a try! Yes, the crowd have gone berserk, but there was a suspect pass in there. 21-17, Western Suburbs, still 10 minutes to go. 11 in fact, see it again. Now watch one there was a line ball. Not markedly, but it was a line ball. But Lee Sood did everything perfectly well, and Boland ran underneath that pass as if he's been doing it all his life and loving it. From head on. Neil. McLeod. Lease stepping. And the beautiful lob pass out there. Boland put into a clear situation. And Price, the last line of defence, unable to get there. Now Gitto, can he repeat the dose from the other side of the field? He did it from the almost identical position with the last conversion. He can't. Score remains as it was, 21-17, Western Suburbs. Lease. Smith. Running backwards. Now he's straightened. Good forward progress. This is shaping up as another disaster for Parramatta. Maybe early days to talk about to go. Anything can happen at the rate they're scoring points in this match. Cook. And Arthur Beetson is going to play out the game by the look of it. There's Gibbs. Double knock on, says referee Roberts. Another scrum. Melrose. Pull back in, Dowling. And runs straight into a hornet's nest. Little Lamb. There'll be a penalty if he's not careful, Lamb. Price. Beetson. Out to Growth. He's got some pace, this Lamb too, I'll tell you. He cracks 1, 2 and stays in the field. Did marvellously well not to be driven over the sideline. Parramatta putting everything into this last drive. Price. All the Parramatta players virtually on the one side of the field now. As Gerard runs from dummy half. Unloaded well to Price. Price has gone ahead. He's only 20 metres out now. I think there's 2 tackles to go. Now Cobb, the little dummy. I'm not sure how many fingers the referee's showing. There'll be a penalty unless he gets off him. Now Peter Wynn. Peter Wynn. 1 to go, is it? Some of the West players getting into offside positions. Melrose threw the dummy and pivoted. Well, I was totally out in my tackle count. Gerard. Ronan. Being told to get off him. How many tackles have they had? Win. Now it's the last. He did rule 6 to go, I'm told. I missed that. It's a penalty. Western Suburbs have got to retire to the goal line or 10 metres. They didn't do that. Stephen Edge back inside to Levy. Now beats it. Beats it. Managed to get his pass to Price. Price pirouetting in the tackle. 1 down. Count the tackles off. Western Suburbs supporters in a sweat as Gerard goes so close. He's only 1.5 metres away as desperation stakes for Western Suburbs. Hilditch, look at the effort going in here. Sensational finish to this game. How many tackles? 21-17, Western Suburbs lead. Another penalty. Now Western got to go back to the line. They must, or, well, they're not back. That'll be another penalty. He's got to get them back to the line. The referee is not giving Parramatta a go if the West players are allowed to stand there. Price, caught by 1 leg. He's about 4 metres away. Time is virtually up. And who's got it? Teddy Goodwin's got it in the end goal. Another penalty. Holding. The hooter's going to go. As far as we're concerned, time is up. Gerard. The crowd are going berserk here. The hooter's gone. The referee hasn't heard it. Sensational game at Lidcombe Oval. 16,257 have seen West be the solo leaders of the 1980 competition. possession, 21-17 over Parramatta. Sensational stuff here at Lidcombe Oval.
A sensational game of football, and among a host of good players, Alan Neal, the devastating little halfback for Western Suburbs, won our award, and will appear on Sports World next week for his $400. And he was involved in each one of the four by the Magpies. Performance by him through the matches today. In the game we televised, West 21, Parramatta 17. St George and Eastern Suburbs played a 10-all draw. That was the Saturday fixture. Penrith 15, and a major upset have defeated Cronulla 14. Steve Neame was sent off. And Steve Rogers was carried off on a stretcher on hospice, but it is a back injury. Balmain were defeated by Canterbury 12. Gary will be head high. The Newtown 17 defeated North Sydney 8. And Manly 17 defeated South Sydney 9. John Gray was sent off there. I'm told the charge will be an elbow to the head of an opponent. The competition table looks this way. Western Suburbs 14, St George 13, Manly and Newtown on 12, Canterbury on 10 with Cronulla, Parramatta on 9, Eastern Suburbs on 9, South Sydney 6 with North Sydney, Balmain 4, Penrith 3. That wraps up the